Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another Crusader Kings 3 video. So we have another introduction video. Today it's going to be about money, and I have been kind of slacking on these videos. Sorry about that, but I will I'll make sure to pretty much, get the rest of these videos out before the game does launch. And like always, like I said before, I am going to cover this game very extensively when it does launch. Expect a stream, expect a lot of content, and all of that. But I'm very interested to see the next 3 videos that I have kind of, been lacking on, but this one is about money, and I'm pretty sure Havoc is going to be covering this one as well, if I'm not mistaken, or we'll see pretty much who is covering this one in terms of commentary. But without further ado, let's get into it. The original video will be in the description.
Hello there, everybody. If you missed my first video, my name is Havoc, and my channel focuses on creating in-depth guides and reviews for strategy games such as, well, Crusader Kings 3. I'm back with another tutorial in collaboration with Paradox Interactive. I've covered vassals and domains so far, and today I'll go over a resource you'll need just a little bit of: money. Without money, you won't be able to effectively run your empire. And in this video, I will go over the several ways you can make money and how you can spend it. As always, let's go.
I just thought about it. Like, this is so smart, and I feel like a lot more games should do this. This whole introduction series, especially like a month before launch. I think this is a very, very smart idea in terms of like the game developers, and obviously how they put all the community members on it as well as like commentators. Because we had Havoc, we had the very proud, I always forget his name. He has a kind of weird name, but Bavarian. You can check out my other videos and that I did on Crusader Kings 3. But yeah, they have people in the community who are obviously content creators. They partnered up and made these videos, and I think these are very good, especially for people who are just starting out in the game, right? Or just starting out in the franchise, and they kind of want to learn something about it before the game does come out to see if they do want to get the game. I think this is a very, very good approach. And obviously they have the dev streams as well, so very good, very good. But let's get back to the video.
Dive in. Money flowing in. When it comes to income, there are 3 constants in your empire that contribute to it.
Domain, vassal taxes, and church holdings. Okay. So domain is obviously what you own. Vassal taxes is what your vassals own, but kind of like they have to pay that to you. And your church holdings kind of, I'm guessing like religious donations and stuff of that nature, right?
Which can be broken down when you hover over the money tab at the top of your screen. The first is your domain. That is, all the lands that you personally own.
Okay, there is.
Income will pay the most of what the barony or county generates, as you are the complete owner of said lands.
We got walls and towers. Obviously, you have to pay though for upgrades and stuff like that. But then I'm guessing those upgrades give you, as you can see, that the tax will go up because obviously your kingdom is getting expanded. So therefore, if you want to live in a better area, you gotta pay more taxes.
With that in mind, it is
That's
a
how
good
real life
strategy
works
to
too.
focus on your own domain when you want to build a building, as you will see the biggest return on investment. To see a detailed breakdown of what your county is making, click on the ribbon of your county or go to the Realm tab, then over to Domain. Hover over your income and you'll be presented with a simple breakdown of your income sources from your buildings and any negative or positive influence percentages that affect the total number, such as...
The depth of this game is so good. And also, people who watch me because of my Bangalore content, as you saw in the previous screen, an upgraded costed 150, let's call it gold in this, what's it called? In this case, and as you saw, it was only going to give you a monthly income of like, what was it, 0.03 or 0.3 or whatever like that, right? And for people who do play Bannerlord and they want a lot bigger income for things like workshops and caravans, as you can see, the return on investment is slow, but that's just how it is. And I feel like people need to get kind of more used to that, right? And it kind of makes more sense because even like nowadays, if you, let's say, invest in stocks, right? A lot of stocks, they'll give you dividends, but they're very, very low rate. But people still recommend you do that because that's just how stuff works. That kind of makes sense, right? But let's get back to the video. Sorry about that.
Local events or your stewardship level. Something to keep in mind if you own a lot of land yourself. However, due to the rather static nature of the domain limit we discussed in the last tutorial, you will need to rely on vassals for expansion and income growth, which leads to the next constant.
Yeah, because you can only have so much that you control without everyone getting upset with you, and the bigger chance of obviously people trying to plot against you, right? So you need to kind of split all that up and be kind of generous, which makes sense.
Vassal taxes. Vassal taxes are, of course, the taxes generated by all of your vassals, and each one provides a percentage of their own income to their liege. This percentage is modified by a handful of factors, heavily from vassal contracts, buildings within their own domains, as well as the development and control ratings of their counties. There are also several events and characteristics, but these are the least controllable factors to their tax collection. The third constant, church holdings, I will admit, is not a guaranteed constant, as I will explain. Church holdings are taxes paid to you from the holder's realm priest, who leases out any temple holding in your domain. This is only possible if your faith has the theocratic clerical tradition. Any faith with the lay clergy tradition does not acquire taxes from temple holdings, as these are personally owned by the holding's owner.
So they're part of, since they're held by the owner, are they a part of the domain tax then, or is it just not counted at all? We'll see. He might just say it right now, and I just might have paused it right before.
Here's one more. They aren't mentioned in the top money breakdown, but your steward, by default, has his counselor task set to collect taxes, which, based on his or her level, can provide a decently hefty boost to your overall tax collection percentage, and it is well worth having a high-level steward in your council at all times because of this. Just when you thought I might be done rambling on all the ways to make money, there are the non-constants. Looting and ransom during war is one of the best ways to gain some extra cash. When taking over a holding, there's an associated loot number that you'll get when the siege is over. Whether fighting in battles or taking over key holdings, you are bound to gather some prisoners. These prisoners can then be ransomed for various amounts of gold, depending on how important they are to your enemy. Money going out. All that money coming in doesn't really matter if it's all...
So I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of reputation loss if you take that money, right? So it's good money, but obviously, let's say if you take the money from that holding, obviously, and let's say you become kind of like the ruler of that said area, they're not going to like you, right? It's going to be a lot harder to build your reputation back up. I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken.
All going right back out. There are three main factors in money going out, and you can control all of them fairly well. Buildings are the more simple of the first two. They have their entire cost up front, though they often take years to build. Once complete, they will generate whatever benefits you see from the description, which almost always involves money, even if it's just a small amount. Your military is a tad more complex, as military units have two maintenance costs, one for when your armies are not raised and one for when they are. Levies, thankfully, do not cost a penny when they are not raised. You could have 100,000 levies at your disposal and it wouldn't hit your wallet at all during peacetime. However, the moment you raise your armies, they will incur a monthly maintenance fee for as long as they are raised. Men-at-arms are a bit different. For starters, they require gold to even recruit, as these are more professional soldiers, not just common folk. Once recruited, they will have an unraised maintenance fee per month. That maintenance fee is exactly 1/3 of the price from its raised amount. This is extremely important to consider at all times. You may feel like you can support a large number of men-at-arms during peacetime when the money is rolling in, but the second you raise your armies, you will be hit with 3 times the money from your men-at-arms on top of the levies. To see your military's monthly maintenance in peacetime and war, click on the military tab and look at the bottom of your screen. The monthly maintenance in red is your current amount, raised or unraised. The max below it is what you will pay when all armies are raised and how long you can support your armies with the current amount of gold you have.
That's very good info to have, you know what I mean? So obviously you don't have to do the calculations for yourself. It gives you all of that broken down. Very good, I like that.
In mind, the average war in CK3 can last years, even in the early campaign, so knowing how long you can support your army is indeed crucial. And lastly, for expenses, titles. Titles can be created when you own enough lands to de jure claim it. Titles will always cost you gold, and the cost goes up the higher the title. However, creating a title will give you the prestige as well as a casus belli claim on any of the lands under that title that you don't currently own. That about wraps up this tutorial on money in Crusader.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it. You do a great job on what you do. Hopefully when this game comes out, you get a lot of success as well. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed me going over the money introduction. We have 2 more. I don't know the exact titles, but I will get to those. Sorry that I've been slacking. You know, I got a kid and all, so, you know, stuff happens. I gotta take my little breaks to, you know, be with the family and all that. But yeah, I'm very excited when this game comes out. We're gonna play it a lot, so be ready. Be ready for the content and all of that. Without further ado, ask me any questions, any concerns, and stay safe.